Hello and welcome to another episode of Inscription. Today we are facing the bears. We have all of the skulls unlocked. We're taking on the challenge of trying to beat all of them at the same time. We are running with the Black Goat deck, and the start off is actually pretty nice. We get a cockroach and a warren, right? So straight away, obviously, we grab those, and we know there's a merge coming up ahead, so merge those two cards together. This is like, we just made like one of the strongest cards in the game now, I believe. I don't know. What are your opinions? Straight into the first battle, we got a mole. Yes, we're gonna follow our guys. So we summon the squirrel, and then we can summon the warren. This is going to give us a rabbit. We can then swap the warren for the goat, which gets our moose back. We're just checking on where we should really place it for the best thing. We now have a warren, which we could summon by placing the rabbit back down, because it needs a sacrifice. Now we have two rabbits, so basically this plan that we just did is basically the best case scenario for what we could do every single start hand with this combination of cards, right? So the little rabbits are always going to be able to block, and they always come back to our hands. So you know, it basically makes up for the water squirrel, the aqua squirrel sigil that we got. We're replacing the squirrels that can block damage with that rabbits, basically. So it's not bad. It's not bad. Very strong. Very, very strong, as I said. It's literally every time we place the warren down, we will gain another rabbit. We're just trying to wait out. The main reason for getting the extra rabbits is that we can keep the moose back in the one slot, yeah, so it doesn't move across the board. So the reason why we would keep summoning, even though there's nothing really in front of us to summon at the time, is just because, you know, we want to hold the moose back, stop it from moving as much as possible. Sometimes I'm gonna go for a 3-star, and we get another moose back. Okay, this is quite helpful. So we could get rid of another card. We need this mole gone. We are taking advantage of the fair hand mechanic in this run, because you kind of have to. You kind of have to at this stage in the game, right? If you don't know what the fair hand mechanic is, it's that you will always get a hand you can summon. You'll always get something you can summon in your start hand. You always have a squirrel, and it will always give you a 1-cost card from your deck. So if you build up just cards that are going to help you summon, like the higher level cards that are in your deck, like the warren, you know, it's a 1-cost, but it's going to give you the rabbit, and then you can summon a 2-star, and then you can resummon the warren. It's going to allow you to summon a 3-star, or the black goat, which is basically a single card that can be sacrificed for any level card. Well, it counts as a free blood sacrifice on its own, basically, is what it does actually. So the way I was going to explain it was slightly off. Right, so we're just trying to block the moose bucks in the corner now, look, so that they don't keep moving around the board. So we place the extra rabbits in. And there we go, they took out the mole, and we take a victory. Nice. Okay, so we've only got one path. I don't know what's taking us so long to choose it. We only got the one path though. Okay, so we actually do have a big summoning mechanic already built into our deck. So the red heart requires more summons or sacrifices per turn to increase its attack power. So we take the red heart there, and we pick up a pocket goat that we can use in a pinch. A bit of a pinch. I don't know what a pinch looks like just yet, but I'm sure we'll have a reason to use it at some point. We place the warren down, get a rabbit. Now the heart comes into play because we actually have a 2-star or a 2-blood card that we could summon. So we place the warren back down. This is it. We now got the rabbits. Look, we're looking to make as many sacrifices as possible, and we know that we've got a backpack coming up to get some better items, so we use up both our items even if we don't need them, and we summon our moose back in, and then we get rid of one of the rabbits. We then get rid of the warren again, and then we place a rabbit and we place the warren. Our red heart now has 10 attack power. We're just chaining extra sacrifices to show the mechanics of each of the cards, and like the mechanics we've already built into our deck. Like this early in the game, it's a pretty strong deck, to be honest with you already. We take the pronghorn, and now we can get some better items. I take the position changer, and we take a pair of pliers. They don't do you too bad, to be honest with you, having an extra piece of damage you can knock off. So we take the pronghorn and we put it on the other moosebuck. It now attacks 2 directions. It can be, if summoned on the first turn, a 1-turn win card. This is usually what we build. If you've been paying attention to any of our other videos, like we like to build a 1-turn win card, just in case we draw the perfect hand at the start of a battle, and we did. But this is a boss fight, so you know, it's not one of the ones where we're going to get a 1-turn kill off as easily as we would like. It's not impossible, but we can do it. We just block some zones there with the rabbits and the warren. We wanted the one frog to come down. We need to break some traps before we actually progress further with our plan, you know. So I'm going to drop the moose back down. We're going to block him in with rabbits again. We're going to leave the one slot open because we actually do want it to move to the side, but he's going to move 2 spaces at a time, look. So need to block him in to control where the traps are going to go off, as the traps are going to go off, you know. So we draw, we just end our turn because there's not really any reason to summon a second moose back right now. Okay, got 2 wolf pelts. Completely forgetting the mechanics of the boss bear fights now, you know. Still trying to play to the mechanics of the original version of this boss fight. So I tell you, for the whole run we never remember that there's bears coming and that the phase is not going to go off. So yeah, it's possibly a problem with us doing this type of stuff anyway. Never pay enough attention to what's going on anyway. Right, we get another wolf pelt, that's 3. So we're pretty much at a point now where we can just keep going with our turns. Moosebuck moves 2 spaces at a time. We win this turn automatically without summoning anything else. Gotta just block him in place now. Again. Because you can guarantee that I didn't realise that he moved 2 spaces a turn. He's gonna go left and right on this next turn though, so he's gonna just stay in one position. Okay, and the bears come in. As you can see, instead of giving us the phase where we choose cards, we just get 8 bears. So here's where our items are going to come into play. We're going to swap positions with one of the bears. So now there's a passive rabbit in front of our moosebuck, look. And we have one of their bears on the right hand side. A bear doesn't kill a bear in 1 turn. So we swapped out the one card for another, but I think we realized that we don't actually need to do anything else with this now, because the position changing actually has made my moose buck immune to damage, and the rabbits that we have built into our deck actually can just be used to block the bears every single turn. So just happen to fall upon a nice straightforward win on this boss fight. So we're gonna keep blocking our moose buck in the corner. We don't actually have 3 rabbits yet, so we had to replace our warren to get an extra rabbit. There we go. Okay, we now can place 3 rabbits down. Once your deck fills up with too many cards, it gets really hard to like select the ones you want because they're really close together, and it takes like a small amount of movement for the mouse to actually get the next one. Look, so it can be a bit tricky pulling the right card out of your hand. I'm like, yeah, I give up. I give up trying to find my rabbit. I just put the warren down. We do have an empty space now though, so we can throw the heart down, get our warren back in. Just build the heart up now, just for extra damage. And there we go, 7 damage. And we take the win. It's not bad. Okay. A spot of luck, really. Dumb luck. We took the right tool to get us through that fight. But yeah, still pretty good dumb luck for us on that one. Okay, we like the direwolf, so we're going to definitely take that. It attacks forward twice. You only need to give it one rest at the fireplace to make it a 1-turn win card. Okay, so we need to duplicate a card currently, and we're going to try to lose. We're going to try to lose this event as much as possible. It's the Beast in the Cave event. We go for the bone summon token, and that's, we don't actually have anything that costs 5 bones to summon in our deck, not cumulatively at the moment, so it literally is impossible to win. So we get a nice easy pass on that one, and we duplicate our warren. At the card duplication, Goobert, his name is, I remember that recently. His name is Goobert, so yeah, nice and easy there. We drew both warrens, so we're gonna showcase the new mechanic for our summoning in our deck. We can just keep tributing the one warren for another warren until we have enough rabbits that we can just block every square on the board and we can end our turn. So usually this type of battle where he's got ants and then more ants and more ants are going to keep coming can be like the harder battles to win, because these ants can very quickly overwhelm you if your deck isn't built well enough to defend against it or kill them fast enough, you know. A 1-turn win card usually helps a lot, so we want to block some of the damage from the mantis while also still clearing some worker ants away, or we want to try to stop the mantis from coming down entirely while still whittling down the ants. So we got a flying ant on the right. That's going to be a big issue for us if we don't deal with it, so we can actually play our black goats and we place the moose buck down in front of the ant queen, and we block everyone in, and that kills the flying ant for us, nice and easy. And we actually do get 7 damage there for a win, so not too bad, not too bad. Okay, so we're gonna go for the mystery card, and take a cockroach. Nice. It's a very good offer, actually. It's like doesn't like make much of a difference to our, well, we're not going to summon it, but we can actually use the sigil to basically finish off our whole deck, right? We were just randomly clicking the mouse to maybe speed up the cutscene or something, and we accidentally click on the fan to give us the ability to attack over enemies, and we have a stump at the start, and the direwolf is going to be placed on the left. A snake and a frog have come down, and we take a bit of damage, but we do block most of the damage from the snake. Okay, so the only way for us to make enough damage is to not have to attack the snake this turn. So I'll be honest, actually, 1 damage would have killed the snake, and then our damage would have went back up, and then 2 damage directly. We would have won without the fan, but like, we have no reason to have the fan or keep hold of it, so we use it up anyway there, by the looks of it. And we got the 5 cost summon again. We have a cockroach in our deck now, but that only costs 4. We do pull it, but it's not enough to make us take that event. We have the mycologist, where we can merge 2 of the same cards together now. We do have 2 warrens, but we also have 2 moosebucks, so we were happy coming up here. It turns our 1 moosebuck into a 1-turn win card, a guaranteed 1-turn win card. It does 12 damage a turn now, and we carry on straight up to our next battle, which is Stinky Birds. We have Stinky Birds, so we're going to lose 1 attack power if we have a bird in front of us. And we got 1 of our warrens, and we have a direwolf and a red buck, a red heart. So we do our typical summon loop to get all the material we need to summon both of them, which puts the red heart on 7 damage. But we can gain an extra, we can squeeze an extra 1 out of it. And we got 4 damage direct from the direwolf and 8 damage out of the red heart for a 1-turn win. Nice and easy. But considering we like summoned a lot from our base hand, this shows you like the strength of our summoning ability at the moment. We take the 2 blood, so it gives us a turtle. We don't really want this turtle, so we're gonna just sacrifice it to the Bone Lord, and we get a bone token. And then we get to the totem. So we stuck to the left hand side because we didn't actually want to go to the second mycologist. That would have given us our 2 warrens merged together. We just didn't want to do that, so we came this way. We gained a useless totem piece that we're not actually going to really do anything with. But that doesn't matter anymore because we've already passed it now. So on to the angler. We do the same combination of cards we had in the last hand. We completely forget that second phase is bears and not sharks, right? So we could just play the heart and do another 12 damage on first turn like we did last time, right? Then we would get our bears out and our hand would be empty. So I guess really what we're doing is playing the long game realistically, right? We need to make sure that we can actually win this one by having enough cards in our hand to get us through the next phase. If we would have just summoned in the bears right there, we would have actually been able to get enough rabbits and warrens to fill the field out again and block all the damage from the bears. But it would have taken us a few turns to actually fill our hand or try to get some of the cards that are actually going to help us get through the actual fight itself, right? We don't want the moosebuck to go down too quickly just yet. Now we have both our warrens. There we go. It's a more manageable hand now. So we're gonna keep swapping our warrens around, so we can finish this round off with the red heart. Any rabbits that he pulls over to his side of the field do not return to our hand when they're removed, unless I kill them, you see. So we get our 5 damage here, we knock off the first life, and all the bears appear. Okay, we have our win mechanic already on the field, but our red heart isn't going to survive getting attacked by one bear. So what we can do is actually build his attack up to 12. We'll be able to one-shot both the bears in front of him. But that's me talking in hindsight. I don't think that's what we actually do. So we played this the other day, so I know pretty much what we did. We went high enough to kill the one bear. We could have gone higher, but we don't do it. So in hindsight, I could have just killed both bears because rollover damage. But I always forget some of the mechanics in this game anyway, so he goes down. And our next plan is to place the moose buck down to, or the dire wolf, but probably the moose buck. Place the rabbits down. So many rabbits in my hand now. And he gets, oh yeah, because we can attack forward and sideways a step, right? Don't know why we put the dire wolf to the left. It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, right? Our moose buck can block the damage coming in front. We had a way of actually just clearing the bears. I don't know why we've gone like ass backwards with the summoning. We obviously didn't do it right, but both the cards can survive. The moose buck is going to one-shot each of the bears. He does have a bear in front of him, but he does have enough life to survive a few turns of being attacked by them. And then the dire wolf does get to attack directly forward every time he clears a bear out. It's just that we could have like cleared it with the red heart and just summoned the dire wolf in the empty space then and kept blocking with the rabbits. It would have been a much smoother boss fight. I don't know why we didn't go that way, to be honest with you. It's a bit... At the time we must have not really like seen it. We must not have seen it, but obviously watching it back we can see it clear as day. But it's all good. It's all good. We are trying to debate which way we go. Usually I cut this stuff out, but we go for the Beast in the Cave one. This is how we're trying to manipulate keeping our deck small by purposely losing these. We get offered the 5 bone summon token again. We still only have a cockroach in our deck, so we can easily fail that one again for the 3rd time. Gotta plan a route that goes to any of those as often as possible. We have attack power at the fireplace. First time we've actually... Is this the first? Yeah, it's the first time we've encountered a fireplace in the run, right? We take the dire wolf. We want to make it a 1-turn win card, so there we are. 1 damage on it. We could have risked having it eaten by the people at the fireplace. It would have got us down another card slot, right? And refined our deck a little bit more to make it friendlier. So now here's like kind of a little tripping point. We have no real decent cards in our start hand, but we do have a card that will take sacrifices to summon, so that actually lets us fill our hand with rabbits, so we can actually just block some damage. We did check forward and there was a bird, and this is probably going to be more of a bird deck, or coyotes, because the totem is actually the wolf totem rather than the bird totem this time round, so it's not as bad as it may seem to start off with. We gain ourselves an extra rabbit, tribute in one of our rabbits for the warren. We play the moose buck now. So if we play it in front of the turtle, the tail that was created by the coyote when it moved will actually not be there when it attacks, and we do 6 damage directly. And that puts us 1 away from winning because they have a bird that took 1 damage off us last turn. And we don't really have anything else we can actually do. The beaver dives underwater, so like it literally doesn't stop any of the damage anymore, and we've got 1 turn win cards that just need to be able to attack directly, and so there we go, we take a win there. We don't like the random choice card, but we do actually want to buy the knife. I will be 100% honest here, I do actually forget to buy the knife on the original run, so I quickly quit out of the game to reload the game and buy the knife. Because if you don't end the sequence and you actually close the game, you can restart that sequence again. So I don't do that on any of the other videos, I only do that in this video. If I make a mistake, I usually like, no, that's fine, we'll keep going. But I really needed this knife. I felt that I really need this knife, so it's the only time I've ever done it. We can swap our warrens with our usual tactic to gain some extra cards. To be honest with you, we've had games in the past where Leshia's actually told us we're not allowed to do this. He's like, that's enough of that, and he like removes the sigil from the card because he's a very sore loser and he doesn't like it when you don't let him do anything. But luckily we don't get that in this run, because you know that would definitely that would definitely kill the whole deck like straight away. Okay, we're gonna go for the 4-blood summon, and we actually get lucky here. We didn't want a card, like we keep taking this path so that we don't get any extra cards for our deck, because it's gonna just offer us random stuff that we don't necessarily want. We get to the backpack and we select a squirrel, pocket squirrel here. Might help, might be useful. We've got our knife, we've got our pocket squirrel. We can draw 2 warrens and a pelt. So we don't really have much else we can do other than summon the warrens to get some extra rabbits, and we'll wait out a turn. Porcupines with the reflect damage. The sigil doesn't seem to affect those, but it's the 1-hit kill sigil. So we need to be careful with what we do. So we place the red heart down in the empty space, play a rabbit, and we keep swapping the warrens to get ourselves the 6 damage again, so we can take the 1 turn. There we go, like so. Like, we got very lucky. This run is probably... We did actually run the bear fight bosses, like, more than once. Like, it's been, like, 3 separate streams or 4 separate streams where we've done nothing but fight this bear boss version of the game. So, we go for summoning again here. The skill one would definitely get done if we pulled all the skill, any number of cards, the skill one would go. So we need to take a card that can't be summoned in your start hand. So we take the coyote there, because it does count, basically it does count as a 2-blood. You shouldn't really draw it very often. So we're going to now put our cockroach onto the black goat. This finishes our summoning abilities, like maximizes the potential of our deck now. Very, very strong card, a black goat with the unkillable sigil. We take another totem bottom because the tops don't actually benefit us at all. So now we are on to the prospector. We draw a dire wolf, a red heart, and a warren in our start hand, as we know, with 4 slots on the board. we can summon both of these cards nice and easily. We could then, by the time we do that, we would have enough sacrifices on the white heart to do 1 turn win worth of damage. But we're going to play in Prospector mode and keep in mind that he turns everything to nuggets between phase 1 and phase 2, even though that's not the type of boss fight we've got anymore. We do it all the time. We always forget what mechanic we're actually playing, so we could try to take advantage of that, but it's not something that we regularly remember when it comes down to it. So trying to keep as few cards on the table as possible so I don't get blocked off by nuggets. We kill the mule. Yeah, cowards, that mule was defenseless, he says. Like doing the voices, but I don't really include them in these videos normally. Okay, we got our moose back. We got a win situation coming up in front of our direwolf there, and we're expecting him to turn everything into nuggets, but we get bears, you see, so that's really what happens all the time. But we can basically, we are set up now to, we are actually set up now to win straightforward. I don't know why, oh no wait, we don't have 3 slots to be able to summon our moose back, so realistically we can't attack straightforward yet with the direwolf and a moose back into 1 square for an insta win. But we have killed all the bears on the one side, and now the nugget is gone, so we can't just end our turn here and win. But the game is about trying to do excess damage, so that part of the mechanic is something that we try to take advantage of when we can. So we throw down another moose back. Into the wrong square. We throw it down into the wrong square, so we're like, oh wait, no, give me a second, let me adjust that. And yeah, here we go. It goes down here actually. And then just in case for some reason we don't win, we put some extra rabbits down. Now, I get the feeling that we didn't see us duplicate the moose. I might have accidentally deleted some footage there. I'll have to double check. But we get a prize. What prize do we get? The elk. Okay, nice. And up we go to the final boss fight. We have a very good selection of cards. Quickly show you what our deck looks like there. Not really enough time to talk through it, but just, you can pause the screen and have a look at what our deck looks like at this point. We can sacrifice the elk, just getting rid of cards now, so we have as few cards as possible. And we move into the final phase of the game. This will be your finish. Like, I didn't quite catch what he said, to be honest with you. Another flame. Okay. We draw. It is time to duel. And we have our coyote, which we can't summon, and a black goat, and a moose back. We have our insta-win card, but there is a mole man on the field with an amalgam sitting at the back. So what we need to do is take that into account. We play our squirrel, play the black goat, and we play our moose back. Just here. We wanted to hit twice. It's not the stronger moose back for killing the mole rat in one go. So we take our handy knife. I bet you didn't think it was going to come in handy, but it did. We take the win in 1 round. Nice and simple. We draw a card. And we win the second round It's really not much less you can actually do, because he doesn't play cards forward to defend against your cards. Sometimes he'll play like a tree stump or something like that in front of your card, so it can block the damage going forward, but my card doesn't actually attack forward, so it kind of like blocks Slashy from summoning anything to the field unless he just filled the whole field with trees, but it wouldn't really benefit him by doing that, so he just doesn't play anything. He just places his cards in the back row and just gives up. So the moon has like an ability called Gravity's Pull or something, where low-level creatures like the rabbit should just get sucked into its orbit and just be removed from the field at the end of the turn, but I'm not sure if it actually does it. Well, I've never seen it happen. There we go, 2 moose bucks now. So we always try to avoid just leaving rabbits on the screen. The moose, they're doing the moose dance. They're doing a little shuffle. And the moon goes down relatively easy. We have the final boss unlocked. And we will see that one the next time. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Hope you liked the video. Please drop a like and subscribe. It really helps our channel out. And check out maybe one of these other videos. You might like those as well. We'll see you next time, guys. Goodbye.